In a small village tucked away at the edge of a distant valley, there was a young monk named Taro. At just 14, he had already committed his life to Zen, seeking peace and understanding through meditation and study. The temple where he lived was quiet, and the days passed slowly, with each moment filled with routines. Sweeping the courtyard, washing the dishes, and sitting for hours in meditation. But despite all the discipline, Taro felt a constant restlessness inside, a buzzing in his mind that wouldn't settle. No matter how hard he tried, it felt like his thoughts were always racing ahead of him, pulling him away from the present. One day, after another frustrating meditation session, Taro went to see Master Hoshi, the Zen master who lived in the temple with him. The master was old, but his presence was vast and calm, like a deep ocean. Taro often found comfort in the simplicity of Master Hoshi's presence, though today his frustration couldn't be shaken. "Master," Taro said, bowing slightly, "I try to sit quietly, but my mind never stops. I can't seem to find peace." Master Hoshi, who had spent many years studying the nature of the mind, looked at Taro with a gentle smile. "Ah, Taro, you seek peace, but your search is like a man chasing after the wind," he said softly. "You cannot hold on to peace. It comes when you stop trying to grasp it." Taro felt a pang of confusion, but he remained silent. The master continued, "Come with me, and I will show you something important." The two walked through the village, their feet crunching softly on the dry leaves scattered along the paths. Taro followed Master Hoshi, unsure of what was to come. They reached a small, unassuming shop at the end of the street, filled with odd trinkets and toys. "Master, what are we doing here?" Taro asked, puzzled. Master Hoshi pointed to a wooden spinning top on a shelf. "Take this," he said, handing it to Taro. The toy was brightly painted, its delicate wooden blades crafted to spin and whir in a circular motion. "Take this with you today," the master continued, "and watch it spin. When it spins, let your mind follow its movement, but do not try to control it. Simply watch, without thought or judgment." Taro was bemused but agreed, curious about the master's unusual instruction. As he left the shop, the toy in his hand, he felt a small spark of curiosity. What could watching a toy teach me about peace, he thought, but he wasn't about to question the master. He walked to the edge of the village, sat down on a stone bench, and began to spin the top. At first he found it difficult to relax. The top spun in tight circles, its motion quick and mechanical, and Taro's mind wandered back to his problems. How could he find peace when his thoughts felt like a whirlwind? But after a few minutes, something strange happened. The movement of the top grew hypnotic, and Taro's attention began to narrow. He stopped thinking about his meditation or his worries. He simply watched as the top spun, its wooden blades slicing through the air with perfect balance. And then, almost without realizing it, Taro laughed. It was a small, almost imperceptible laugh at first, but it grew, and soon Taro found himself laughing deeply. His laughter was not forced. It was spontaneous, coming from a place of lightness that had been buried under the weight of his constant striving. He laughed not at anything in particular, but at the absurdity of his own seriousness. "How ridiculous I've been," he thought, "trying so hard to control my mind, when all I had to do was let go." As the day passed, Taro continued to watch the top spin. His mind became quiet and his laughter deepened. For the first time in a long while, he felt free of his thoughts, caught in the pure joy of the present moment. When the sun began to set, he returned to the temple, the toy still spinning gently in his hand. Master Hoshi was waiting at the temple gate when Taro arrived. "Well?" he asked. "Did you watch the top spin?" Taro smiled, a real smile that reached his eyes. "Yes, master." I laughed, and in that laughter I felt a kind of peace I've never known before. I realize now that I've been so focused on achieving something, on controlling my mind, when all along, peace has been here, in the simple act of being present. Master Hoshi nodded thoughtfully. "Yes, Taro. Laughter is not an escape from the world, nor is it a distraction. It is the realization that we do not have to take everything so seriously. When we let go of our expectations and allow ourselves to be fully present, we find peace. Peace is not something to be earned. It is something that arises when we stop trying to hold on to it. That evening, as Taro sat in meditation, he noticed a change. He didn't feel the pressure to achieve silence or stillness. Instead, he sat quietly, letting his thoughts come and go without clinging to them. He found himself smiling gently, and this smile felt like a natural part of his practice. It wasn't forced. It was simply the result of a quiet, open heart. In the following days, Taro continued to live his life with a sense of lightness. His meditation practice deepened, not because he tried harder, but because he stopped trying so hard. He began to see life with more humor, more grace. When things became difficult, he remembered the lesson of the spinning top and allowed himself to laugh, even at the struggles. Years passed, and Taro became a Zen teacher, known for his gentle wisdom. His students would often ask him how to find peace in the midst of chaos. Taro would smile and say, "Take some time to do something that makes you laugh." Laughter opens the door to presence, and presence is the key to peace. When you stop trying to control everything and simply allow life to unfold, peace will find you. And so, in the quiet village, the laughter of monks echoed through the halls of the temple, a reminder that Zen was not about perfection or striving, but about accepting the imperfections of life with a joyful heart. Zen reflection. Laughter is not a response to joy. It is a doorway to peace.